Next, we're going to talk about buyers, right? Tips for buyers. So if you're a home buyer trying to buy a home, a few tips I have for you. You want to do an offer pending inspection. So you want to make sure your offer is pending an inspection. Just simple, self-explanatory. Tell the seller or let your agent communicate to the seller, hey, based on the inspection, I'll pay the asking price, or if there are some repairs that got to be done, then either I can withdraw the offer or you can make some seller concessions. All right. Types of inspections you want to look at. So let's say you have a house in an area like that's on the outskirts, right, in the suburbs, and they don't necessarily have like all the infrastructure like water, and it's running on a well. You want to do some radon testing. You want to do some water testing. You want to test the water, make sure everything is on the up and up. If you have a septic system, you want to make sure the septic system is functional, because those things are buried underground and you can't really visually tell if they work or not. You know, they can flush the toilet, it works, you cut the water on, it runs, but you never know what's in the water, or if there's a tree that has grown into that pipe or that septic tank and something is wrong somewhere, or you got water flowing into the tank that's filling it up faster than it should be filled up, and then you have to move the entire tank, which is 20-30 grand just to get that done. So make sure you get just the big things. Roof inspection, right? That can be very costly if you got to change the entire roof. Imagine you just purchase a house, next thing you know, you're changing the roof. The HVAC system, super expensive, you know, so you don't want to just buy a house and you're now spending 20-30 grand on repairs. One thing I always want to tell my first time home buyers, or just a home buyer in general, is make sure you save some money up. Let's say 5 or 10 grand for after purchase expenses that you may not see. Nothing is always perfect. There's always something that got to get done. Maybe an appliance goes out, the water heater goes out. Also, try to see if it's a new construction. Look for builder's warranty. Some builders give you a 10-year warranty. Look for these things. Make sure these things are there, they're available. Next thing I would want to take a look at for a buyer is some sellers or owners do seller's warranty. These are things you just want to look at. Get title insurance. Title insurance, what that does is when the deed company transfers the title to you, you don't want somebody coming down the line and claiming that property and saying, oh, this is my house. You don't want that to happen. So you never know. Some of these houses are on probate. Let's say somebody passed away, there was a divorce. You never know who has claim to the title. And not only legal stuff, but some people just got fraudulent activities going on where they go looking at homeowners that may not be too aware. They pull up records, transfer, it's just fraud going on. They transfer titles to their name, right? So you just want to get title insurance so that when the title company insures your title, they're going to do the legwork to make sure they don't have to pay somebody else or give somebody else that property. So it's insured. So title insurance is something I recommend. Or if you don't want to pay title insurance, do the due diligence and just go through all the title records. Call the county up, see when the house was purchased. Just see all the transfer records of titles and who's been paying taxes on that land. That way there's no discrepancies. Once again, the reason why I recommend title insurance is that a penny wise, pound foolish. Don't try to save a penny, $1,000 on not paying the title insurance. I think it's just a one-time payment. Say, oh man, I don't have an extra $1,000, but if somebody has claim on that house, you're losing a $370,000 purchase. And there's nothing you can do because you didn't insure the title. You may sue the seller, sue your realtor, But that is really, the onus is on you. Hopefully your realtor explains this to you and say, get title insurance. And if they explain it to you in writing and you waive the right to get title insurance, it really falls on you. So don't be penny wise, pound foolish, trying to save a little bit of money on inspections either. You know, termite inspection, foundations, these are huge things that can really be costly. So you're trying to save money and just get the house, and then later on you got a house where you got a headache, constant repairs and things of that nature. So make sure you get insurance, make sure you get all the inspections needed. Protect yourself, cover your back, right? And buy with your head and not your heart. What does that mean? Your heart may be telling you this is a nice house and multiple people are bidding on it, and then you go into a bidding war with these people, and then you overpay for the price. The house, especially in a market like this, you don't want to go on a bidding war and overpay for a house when the market is very volatile. What if everything crashes? Now you've lost all the equity you overpaid for a house, and you can't really get to sell it or draw any equity out of it. Over time, though, we get to find out that if all things stay well, barring any apocalyptic thing, your house appreciates over time. It just is what it is. As we know, money is never guaranteed. The dollar is always losing value. You know, dollar in the 70s is not worth the same today. Eventually, all these currencies are not really substantial, right? So that's just the bottom line of the way things are. It's just how slow or how fast is that money going to lose its value? So I would say buy with your head and not your heart. Think it through. Consult a financial advisor. Consult a real estate attorney. Dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Speak to a professional, somebody that knows what they're talking about, just because it's probably the biggest purchase you're going to make in your life. Most people, even billionaires, the most expensive purchase they make most of the time is their houses, right? I get it. Some people may have enough money to buy a big piece of jewelry, but even if you're buying a car that's $250,000, you're probably living in a house that's worth more. So that is 9 times out of 10, that is going to be your most expensive purchase. So you want to do the research and necessary work to cover your back. All right. So now we're going to transition into the